happening. They step out of the banking hall, they place calls or make calls or receive calls. Nobody knows who they are talking to. They come back to the banking hall. How do you monitor what the person is doing in terms of stepping out of the hall to make a call, receive a call, and then come back? How do you do that?
Dave, at times a customer comes before you, and then within about 2 minutes or three, he receives a call. Oh, I'm in the bank. I've been telling them that, look, if you have come to the bank, tell them that where you are, you cannot receive the call. And for that matter, you call them back. Why do you have to allow them? Why do you have to inform them that you are at the bank? Doing what? In any case, as soon as you mention I'm at the bank, it's either you are making a deposit or you are making withdrawals. And then the question is, then they have at the back of your mind that then this guy has something. Because it's not everybody. If you don't have money, you don't have anything to do with the bank. Why do you come to the bank? So that means as soon as you have been frequenting at the banking hall, that one tells them that you have something in there. So they will keep on monitoring your movement. So to me, I would advise the general public that anytime you come to the bank and then somebody calls you, don't tell them that you are at the banking hall. That one, it is not the best practice at all. We should desist from that. And then as soon as you come, just like the question that you posed before me, what are some of the things that we do? Now, why should you allow some? Because right now, if I'm working and then I have 100 cedis on me, Dave, if I don't tell you that I have 100 cedis on me, how do you know that I have 100 cedis? So it is the same people who has been going around and then telling people that, oh, I have so much on me, as if they want to display, their wealth or whatever. I don't still get it, because if you have so much, it is for your own good. Don't display. You don't have to allow any other person to know that this is what you have. And then if you come to the bank and realize that you keep on receiving calls, all my staff, my tellers, and then the security, even though I don't, at times you don't have to trust them. You need to go out there, place. You are not supposed to receive the call. If you have something to do, you just go out there. As soon as you are done with your call, you can come in. And then there are others too. As soon as you enter the banking hall, automatically your phone, you cannot have access to your phone. Everything goes off. I mean, these are some of the things that have been put in place.
The line for me, Dr. Jones.
Yeah,
hearing from the bank manager that some security persons, some tellers, serve as informants to people, and then they get robbed. How do we go about this? Is it to say, for example, that if you go to the banking hall, you need to take smaller notes, or you're going to take some huge sums of money, you need to seek for police escorts? First of all, what do you make of that information he shared with us, and how do we manage the situation?
Well, thank you very much, Dave. I'm not surprised about that info, because some of us have already stated over the period that we know that these kind of robberies are essentially inside jobs, okay, and that people that are very close to the victims mostly are responsible for that. And normally those close to the victims are not just maybe family and friends and all those things, but also where they even do their transactions, whether it is at the bank or even just within the operational area. So it is something that is not surprising, because this is a pattern we already know even in the criminological literature. So that is that. And now, as to what the banks are supposed to do, we've always advised the banks that, look, I think the manager was very plain in saying that in their case they have to do a lifestyle audit, which is very good, because a lot of the workers within the banking space, I mean, if you look at the fact that some of them, the kind of salaries they get, they may look like very nice guys, suit and tie and all that, but some of them are not really the kind of people that they normally will portray for us to see. So they need to audit them, their lifestyle, and also it will be appropriate and maybe easy for them. They should also do profiling of people before they employ them, because what I've realized over the period, based on my interaction with the security agencies and operations, you realize that some of these banks just float out advertisements for employment, and then anybody can just apply, and then they take you through some internal trainings, and then that is all. But we don't do proper criminal profiling of them. And even where they do, they just tell them to go to the police and get a police report. And now, if you go to the police report, once nobody has caught you and presented you to a police station before, the police they are going to give you a good report, a nice report about the person. So if the person is even a criminal and is a criminally motivated person, once the person has never been caught, the person will come with a very clean police report. So I'm thinking that we might just go beyond be superficial, processes and be more rigorous in the profiling and the background checks that we have to do on the employees, especially those working in the bank, especially because the banks themselves deal with money. And I've already said that money is a crime generator and is also a crime attractor. So if you are a bank and you know that your mandate is to deal with money and keep money, you should know that obviously in the scheme of things for criminals, you are one of the targets, and your clients are also targets because they have to move their monies in there and also have to take out their money. So these are some of the things I think the banks are supposed to do, and I'm thinking that if we're able to do that, we should be able to have some minimal incidents related to some of these things.
Well, if you're a MoMo vendor, we'd like to hear from you. If you're somebody who goes to the bank to cash money, what has been your experience? Do you feel that there are informants in there? Has anybody given out some information about you before? We'll be activating the phone lines in a bit to hear from you. But you can also join us on Facebook, on Live in the Morning. We'll show you some of the crimes that, MoMo vendors go through. In one of the videos we're showing you on Facebook, one has a very beautiful setup that the criminal was trapped, in there. But Dr. Jones, I asked a question of the MoMo vendor, I spoke to you a while ago, about what he does for his own safety and protection. I asked about whether he has a gun. Now, you could tell that he evaded the question, but let me give it to you. Would you encourage MoMo vendors, those who deal with large sums of money, to have licensed guns?
Well, to the extent that guns are used for, guns, as we know, have a purpose. They are used to protect ourselves and also to inflict damage on people. To the extent that it constitutes one of the things we can use to protect ourselves. Well, if somebody has the capacity to procure a gun and use it to protect himself or herself, that's fine. But looking at the violent nature of the kind of robberies we have, especially street robberies, what kind of gun can you keep that has the power and ability to protect you? Because these guys are coming with AK-47s and all that. You are having probably just a pistol, because I know that some of the guns that the man is talking about may not actually even be to the range of, let's say, AK-47 or whatever. This is basically a pistol, maybe a 22 caliber or maybe a 33 caliber pistol. Okay, so with those kind of guns and looking at the firepower of some of these criminals, it may not be advisable. For me, what I think that every MoMo vendor should be doing, and I think the man alluded to some of them, you have to be very careful, one, with your surroundings and your environment. This, in some of my conversations with General some years back, General told me that, look, what I've realized with Ghanaians is that many of us are not environmental conscious or maybe security conscious. Okay, Dave, I can come and pass in front of some people, and I ask the person, what color of dress was I passing when I just passed this, or was I wearing when I just passed here? And I'm telling you, a lot of people cannot tell you, because many of us, by I don't know whether it's because of the way we're socialized or the way we're raised, we are not very, very conscious about our surroundings and our circumstances and our in our dealings. So I want us to be very much aware. Look at the people that come out to do the business with you, the MoMo operators. As people come in and go, just observe them, observe their body language, because you see, once you are able to observe people's body language as they come to you, it can give you the first clue for you to start, planning for whatever eventuality that the person may want to unleash. So it is something that I want everybody to take note. Secondly, we must be very aware and very careful of the kind of conversations we have and the display of cash in full view of the public. Because as we said, a lot of these MoMo vendors, by the nature of their operations, they are already exposed to the public. They don't have any covering. Many of them are even sitting under umbrellas. Those that are not even under umbrellas are in some small kiosks, and the monies they collect are always on them. It is in full view. So if someone is criminally motivated, it should be easier for the person to attack you anyway. And now, these MoMo vendors themselves, why is it that they cannot do e-transfer of their money as and when the monies come? Why can't they do that? Why can't they move monies from MoMo? Because I know that even with these electronic systems, we have MoMo to bank and bank to MoMo and all that. Why do they have to carry?
But Doc, isn't it because some people may want physical cash? I know people who go to MoMo vendors and say, "Menya 5,000, menya 10,000," so they need the physical cash on them.
Exactly. So if there is a way for us to have a way to even cap the amount of money that people can take at a point. I think it's something that we have to look at.
The last question I have for you, Doc, is this: should people who are attacked by snipers resist, fight back? What should they really do?
No, it is never a good security advice